Hi, I want to talk about the clothing in the video games. As we all know, most of video games pay attention to art which can be present at the clothing on characters. However, why clothing design is important to video games? Let's see some clothings in video games firstly.
So important to you, Four Eyes? Ow, those are my feelings. Well, you see, I believe expressing oneself in any amount, big or small, is a very powerful thing. It can make an experience with a video game feel much more personal. You know, maybe I don't identify as default outfit Nico as much as black jacket featuring glasses Nico. Maybe red Ken doesn't speak to me as much as purple Ken. Maybe I don't want to wear any clothes at all. Games like Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear Solid 3, Dark Souls, and Fallout even have clothing that actually changes your stats and abilities. I now have plus -2 self-confidence points in my ability to record this video in 90% camouflage in the depths of hell. You stupid bitch. But if you're like me,
As we can see, clothing is the indispensable part in the video games. Every character has their own clothings. It not only increases the colorful effect for games, as also enhance the player's interest. Let's see a video to recognize that how the artist to create clothing for the character. Sometime, character's background story will determine the clothing. For example, Amumu is a champion in the League of Legends. Amumu is a lonely and melancholy soul from ancient Shurima, roaming the world in search of a friend. He is a mummy, so he is showed as a roll of baggage. His was a prince before, but he was cursed by bad people, so that his background is sad. In each skin, we can see Amumu is crying. Sometimes one character has some different skins. Game costumes inject temperament and disposition into the game character. Let's search Amumu's backstory and have a look his different and sad skin.
Every child in Valorant has heard the tale before about the cursed mummy boy who felt his heart no more. So sad and lorn, the helpless lad, Amumu was his name. He ventured out to find a friend and learn about his For many years, young Amumu traveled through the lands, determined to make friends if only they would understand. But even when Amumu stood upon the ledge of home, his hope would disappoint him, and he would remain alone. But then the curse began to whisper in his ear. and would confirm what was Amumu's biggest fear. It pledged that never shall someone become his friend. It pledged that he shall be alone until his end. Sorrow and despair, the king he must to bear. A moment when Amumu realized what he had done. Too late it was for him, for them, the evil curse had won. The anger and the anguish overwhelmed his fragile soul and caused a wicked tantrum that he never could control.
Players always want their characters to bear the brand of personal value and exist as a unique individual in a game world. The role of clothing is not only to equip the character with a stylized appearance but also an important means of shaping the typical image and character. So some games support player to create characters' clothing by themselves. This is the new revolution to video game because sometimes players don't use the character as due to they don't satisfied with the image of the character. Game Factors use this way to interest more players. Let's see some feedback for the Zepeto, which is a game can support player to create character by themselves. In conclude, clothing is a serious part in the games. It can meet the aesthetic needs of players. In online games, players need to reach a high level to wear the corresponding equipment, which attracts players to put more beautiful shapes into the game. In another word, game costumes improve the development of game.